Have you ever felt that something is always missing, even though you already have enough food and clothes? Perhaps happiness doesn't come from having more, but from recognizing what is already here. The story of a young woman in a quiet village will show you this. Even an empty basket can be filled with miracles if you learn to see with grateful eyes. In a quiet farming village surrounded by golden fields of wheat lived a young woman named Clara. She was 25 years old. Her face was often tired, and her heart was heavy. Though she had food to eat and a small house to live in, Clara was never satisfied. Every morning she looked at her neighbors and thought, "They are happier than me, they have more money loads and bigger families. Why is my life so unfair?" Clara worked hard in the fields, but instead of feeling thankful, she only saw what she lacked. At night, she complained to herself, "If I had more, I would finally be happy." One day, after another long morning of complaining, Clara walked to the village well to fetch water. There she met an old woman known as Grandmother Mira. She was almost 70, with gray hair tied neatly and eyes full of kindness. People said Mira had once been a healer, and that she often gave wisdom to those who sought it. Clara sighed loudly as she filled her bucket. Mira noticed and asked gently, "Why do you look so unhappy, my child?" Clara frowned. "Grandmother, nothing is ever enough. I work and work, but my life feels empty. Others are blessed, but I am not." Mira smiled softly and said, "If you truly believe your life is empty, then I have a task for you. Come to my hut tomorrow morning and bring with you an empty basket." The next morning, Clara arrived at Mira's hut carrying a woven basket. Mira handed it back to her and said, "Today you must walk through the village and fields. Collect one small object for each blessing you discover in your life. When your basket is full, bring it back to me." Clara was confused. "But I have no blessings." Mira chuckled. "Look carefully, child. Sometimes blessings hide in plain sight." Clara sighed but agreed. She thought, "This will be quick. I probably won't find anything." Clara walked first to the fields. The sun was shining warmly on her face. She paused. If I had no sun, there would be no harvest, no food. She picked up a small stone, smooth and round, and placed it in the basket to represent the sun. Next, she walked to the well. A child offered her a drink of water. Clara sipped, feeling the coolness slide down her throat. "Without water, I could not live." She added another stone. As she walked further, a neighbor greeted her with a smile. She realized, even when I feel lonely, there are people who see me, people who smile at me. She placed a wildflower in the basket. She passed by her small house, where smoke rose from the chimney. Inside, her younger brother was cooking soup. He may not be perfect, she thought, but he is family. He is someone I can return home to. She added a dry leaf to the basket. Step by step, Clara kept walking. She saw children laughing, an old dog wagging its tail, and rows of crops swaying gently in the wind. Each time, she placed something small into the basket, another stone, a feather, a petal. By noon, her basket was half full. By evening, it was overflowing. As the sun set, Clara sat down on a hilltop, her basket heavy with little objects. She looked at them, and suddenly tears filled her eyes. "All this time," she whispered, "I was blind. I thought I had nothing, but I am surrounded by gifts." She remembered how often she had complained while eating warm food, drinking clean water, and sleeping under a safe roof. She realized her unhappiness had not come from poverty, but from forgetting to see the blessings she already had. Her chest felt lighter than ever before. For the first time in many years, Clara smiled, an honest, peaceful smile. That evening, Clara returned to Mira's hut. She showed her the overflowing basket. "Grandmother," she said, her voice trembling, "my life is not empty. It is full, so full that I can barely carry it." Mira nodded, her eyes shining. "Yes, child, gratitude does not come from having more. Gratitude comes from opening your eyes and heart to what is already here. When you see life as a gift, even the smallest things become treasures." Clara bowed deeply. "Thank you, Grandmother. I will never forget this lesson." From that day, Clara's life changed. Not because she became richer, but because she became grateful. Each morning, she would look at the sunrise and whisper, "Thank you." When she drank water, she thought, "This is life itself." When she saw her brother, she smiled and said, "I'm glad you are here." Her neighbors noticed the change. Clara used to complain about everything, they said. Now her eyes shine like the morning sun. And Clara discovered something miraculous. The more she practiced gratitude, the more joy she felt. Life had not given her new treasures. She had simply learned to see the treasures that had always been there. Dear listener, perhaps sometimes you feel like Clara, that your life is empty or unfair. But remember, blessings often hide in plain sight. The sun, the water, the people who smile at you, the roof over your head, the breath in your lungs. These are gifts beyond measure. Gratitude does not mean ignoring difficulties. It means recognizing that even in the middle of challenges, life is still offering you countless reasons to say thank you. So the next time you feel unhappy, take an empty basket in your mind. Walk through your day and notice each small blessing. You may find, just like Clara, that your basket is already overflowing. Because true happiness does not come from having everything. It comes from appreciating everything you already have.